Okay everyone, so we're just going to start off with a quick warm-up before we get moving with the rest of it. So we want to start off with our feet hip width apart and the weight spread even between both feet. A good way to check your feet hip width apart is if we bring them together, take out the toes, and then we can line the heels up with the toes. Okay, so then we want to make sure our knees are unlocked and we have neutral pelvis. So if you imagine you've got a bucket of water, if we was to tip one way it would spill, and if we was to tip the other way it would spill, we want to find the middle of those two extremes, and whatever feels comfortable for you. So we then talk through the rest of the spine. So if you imagine a piece of string going up through the spine, through the neck, and out to the crown of the head, that helps the head to be, the neck to be nice and tall as well. And if you imagine the head is like a helium balloon, and that really helps to lengthen the neck as well. And then we're open through the collarbones, and our shoulder blades are backing down into a V shape. So we're activating those back muscles to keep us nice and tall. So we're going to start with a bit of breathing. So we're going to place one hand, actually we've also got to engage our core. So we can either lift up the pelvic floor muscles, or we can draw the belly button into the spine, or if you imagine you have a waist belt around the bony parts and hips, we want to tighten up that waist belt just a couple more notches, so we only want to be activating the core to about 30%. So we don't need to be tightening it, squeezing to about 100%, just around 30. So we're coming to breathing. We're going to place one hand on our chest, and one hand's going to come into, so we're over the bottom of our lungs. We're going to take a breath in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. So what we want to be feeling is that the top hand stays nice and still, where the chest isn't moving, but we feel movement into the bottom hand, where the lungs are filling up with air deep into the bottom. So deep breath in, nice and slow, filling up the bottom of the lungs, and then breath out, nice and slow as well. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. So still thinking about the posture, make sure feet are still hip width apart and the weight spread even. So if you feel yourself gripping your toes, or the weights on your heels, or more in one foot than the other, try and think about evening that weight, and make sure we're tall through the spine still, and the shoulder blades are backing down. Okay, so hopefully the top hand's nice and still, the chest isn't moving too much. So we're going to place both hands into the bottom of the lungs, and if we interlace the fingers slightly, as we take a breath in, we want to feel the fingers come just apart a little bit, as the lungs are filling up with air, and then as we breathe out, they come closer together. So this is called lateral breathing, because as we really fill up the lungs with air, the diaphragm flattens, and then the bottom few ribs just come out side to side to just allow a little bit more space for the lungs to fill up. Good. And we're still keeping the core nice and strong. So this is a good way to test that we're not tightening up and bracing too much through the core, because if we're too tight, then it doesn't allow the lungs to be able to expand. Good. Okay, so still thinking about breathing, we're going to relax down the arms and start rolling our right shoulder back. Okay, and then we'll change sides. Just make sure we're rolling back. There might be a few clicks and crunches. So we'll do twice more, and then we'll go one after the other. Okay, and we'll relax through the shoulders. So keeping the shoulder blades back and down, we're going to take our right arm up until we feel it lifting through the shoulder joint. Out to the sides, again, until we feel like we have to draw it back, and then back down. So we're drawing a triangle. But we really want to focus on keeping the shoulder blade back and down and fixed onto the rib cage. And we'll feel the muscles activating around the shoulder joint. Again, there might be a few clicks and crunches. So we go once more this side, and then we'll change. Over to the left side. So we'll core nice and strong still, and the rest of the trunk isn't moving. We want to make sure shoulder blades are backing down, still in neutral and core activated. So again, twice more to this side. And the last one. And then we'll relax there, quick roll through the shoulders again. And we're going to open out through the chest. So we want to have our hands at chest height. We're going to take a breath in to begin. And as we breathe out, we're going to open the arms up into a V shape. And then a breath in to return. So breath out, take the arms up and open through the chest. Breath in to come back. We want to make sure we're not losing neutral pelvis. And also we're not flaring the ribs. So keep that connection between the ribs and the pelvis. And shoulder blades are back and down. And we'll go once more. Good, and relax there. Quick roll through the shoulders again. And then we'll open out in between the shoulder blades with an upper back stretch. So we can either link the fingers together, or we can place one hand on top of the other. We want to make sure we maintain neutral pelvis and that the core's activated to that 30% still. So we're going to curl through the upper back and push away with the arms. Take a breath in here, and then as we breathe out, we want to keep pushing away the arms as we come up overhead, and then we'll float the arms down each side. So I'll show you side one as well. Make sure we keep neutral and core activated. So we curl through the upper back. Take a breath in, and as we breathe out, pushing away the arms, bring them up overhead, and relax down each side. Brilliant. So we're just going to do two more. So same again, curl through the upper back. Breath in, breathe out to push away. Good, coming up overhead and relax down. And then one last one. Feet still hip width apart, knees are unlocked. We want to feel a nice stretch in between the muscles in between the shoulder blades, and getting some nice movement through the upper back as well. Good, and we'll do a quick roll through the shoulders again. So we're going to come into a side stretch called the mermaid. So our feet are still hip width apart, knees are unlocked, neutral pelvis and cores engaged, tall through the spine through to the neck, collarbones are open and shoulder blades are back and down. So we're going to start on the right side, and we'll feel a nice stretch into the side of the body. So we're going to take a breath in to begin, and then as we breathe out, we're going to bend the knees, skim the side of the body with the right arm, reach up, long, slow breath in to hold, and a breath out to relax back down. Brilliant, and same again to the left, so take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we'll bend the knees and skim the body. Long, slow breath in to hold. Excellent, and a breath out to relax back down. Good, we're going to go twice more each side, so breath in to begin. And then as we breathe out, we're going to bend the knees, skim the body, reach up the hand. Long, slow breath to hold. Breath out to relax back down. Good. Try not to put any weight onto the stable leg, so the leg of the on the same side of the arm reaching up. We just want to have the hand there rather than put any weight on it. So we're really opening out the side of the body. And then once again to the left, so breath in, breath out to skim the body, breath in to hold, still breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And relax down, and once more each side. Skim out, breath in to hold, relax down, and then once more. Good. Right, so we're going to come into a few roll downs now, get some more movement through the spine. So we still set up with feet hip width apart and weight spread even, knees are unlocked, and we want to really focus on trying to keep the knees unlocked as we're coming up and down from the roll down as well. We've got neutral pelvis, core activated, tall through the spine, through to the neck, shoulder blades up, back and down. So keeping that length through the neck, we're going to curl through the upper back. Try not to just flex too much through bringing chin to chest. We want to keep nice and tall through the neck and bringing the upper back rather than just aggravating and flexing through the neck. So we'll curl through the upper back. Scoot through the tummy to get a bit more movement through the spine. We're really stretching out through the lower back. We want our arms and head to be heavy as we come down. We'll take a breath in at the bottom here, and then as we breathe out, we're going to slowly come back up, stepping the spine up on top of itself, one bone at a time, and then roll the shoulders back as we get to the top. Excellent, and we'll do the same again. So we're going to curl through the upper back. Scoot through the tummy, arms and head heavy as we come down, keeping the knees unlocked. Take a breath in at the bottom, and as we breathe out, we can slowly stack the spine back up on top of itself and roll through the shoulders as we get to the top. Good, and we'll just do one more. So again, we're curling through the upper back, lengthen through the neck still as we come down, scoot through the tummy, arms and head heavy as we come down, keeping the knees unlocked. Breath in at the bottom, and as we breathe out, we'll stack the spine back up, one bone at a time. Excellent, and then we'll roll the shoulders back as we get to the top. Good, right, so we're just going to do a little bit more into the legs. So we're going to start off with some just single leg squats, so it works a bit of balance as well as a little bit of strength. So as long as everyone's knees and things like that are feeling alright, if anything causes any pain or it's uncomfortable, just let me know and I can give you something different to do. So we're going to start off with our weight on our right foot, and we want to have the foot, knee, hip in line as much as we can. And we want to really focus on the stability of the knee. We want to try and avoid the knee from wobbling and rotating too much, and the same with the ankle. So what we're going to be doing is, we can have hands over our hips to help stabilise, or either side, or arms out each side, rather, whatever's best for you. So cores activated and we're in neutral, and we're going to just tiptoe touch in front with the squat, and then come back and tiptoe touch. Try not to put your weight in that front foot. We're just tiptoe touch and then return. Good. So we're going to do 10 here. So we've done 2, so 8, 7. Really focus on that stability. 6. Pause nice and strong. 5, 4. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Okay, and we'll change over. So weights now onto the left foot. Again, foot, knee, hips all in line, knees unlocked, and we're going to have our weight in that left foot. So neutral pelvis and cores activated. When we're ready, we'll do 10 this side as well. So just tiptoe touch, good. 9, 8, excellent. 7. Really focus on stabilising that knee. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good, well done. Okay, so we're just going to do a little bit more into the ankles. So feet are going to be hip width apart again. Knees are unlocked, cores activated, and we're in neutral. And then talk through the spine. So we'll take a breath in to begin. And as we breathe it out, we're going to float up onto the balls of our feet, and then breath in to come back down. So breath out to rise, in to come back down. Good. And we're just looking for as much stability as we can at the ankles. So try not to let them wobble, just keeping that control. Good. And we can make it a little bit harder. But as we come up, we can float the arms up overhead as well. And then relax down. So we're just going to do 2 more. I think it's okay. And then the last one. Good. And relax there. And just have a quick roll through again if we need to. Okay, so we're going to come down to the mat. So we're going to start off on our front. So if you want to stand one end of the mat, we can do a roll down onto the mat and walk ourselves out. If ankles if wrists or anything are a bit uncomfortable, we can come onto our knees for the walk as we walk out. So we're going to chin to chest, come through your back, scoop the tummy, arms and head as we come down and onto the mat. So we want to get ourselves into neutral. If you find it helps, we can put a head cushion underneath our pelvis to help us be in neutral. Or if you want to try it without, it's up to you completely. So we're going to be laying on our fronts. So you want to use a head cushion, or you can try it in a bit if you like, if you find you are struggling to keep neutral. And what we want to do first of all is have our toes together and let the heels drop out. This helps to keep the legs nice and relaxed. And we're then going to come into finding neutral. So again, like the bucket water, we can tip one way and tip the other. We want to find the halfway between those 2 extremes. But what we also want to feel is that we're lengthening through the lower back, and the bottom part of our stomach is off the mat. So it's only from our belly button up that's got contact with the mat. We can control that. But we want to also make sure that the bum muscles are nice and relaxed. So hopefully bum muscles aren't doing everything to hold it there. So So nice relaxed glutes. And then we're going to be talking with the spine and shoulder blades back and down. We've got our hands out in front, and we can rest our forehead on our hands there. And we're going to do an exercise called swimming. So this one activates the muscles, so the glutes. And we want to try and switch off the hamstrings, which are the muscles in the back of the thigh. We want the bum to be doing work rather than the hamstrings, while we keep this neutral pelvis as well. So we want to avoid any arching off the back. So we will set ourselves up so we want to engage the core, so either lifting the pelvic floor or drawing the belly button into the spine and tightening up the belt. And we're going to take a breath in. Then as we breathe out, tightening up the glute muscles, we're going to extend one leg up, and then the breath in, just come back down. So breath out, to take the leg up, breath in, to come back down. So we'll keep the glutes working really nice and strong. Breath in to come back down. So we're going to do 12 on each leg. So we should have done about 2 or 3, possibly 4. So keep that neutral pelvis, squeeze the muscle to lift the leg, and then make sure we're alternating sides. So I'm just going to quickly come around and check how we're doing. So we've probably done about 6 now. So if you need to rest, do so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around, check the lower back, and then check hamstrings and back of the thigh, and check glutes as well, so the bottom of the bum. So if anyone's not happy with me doing that, just put your hand up, and then I'll make sure I don't do that. So I'm just checking to see the bottom of the back's nice and relaxed, and that's not activating. And we've probably only got about 2 more to go now, and then we'll have a quick rest. So if you want to do twice more each leg. And once you finish with that, you can come back into the shell stretch. So we can sit back onto the heels and rotate the arms out in front. And just ease out the lower back so we don't get tight or stiff at all. So we're going to try and keep the back nice and relaxed. Make sure we keep neutral. So and we're alternating legs. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll come back into that start position. And we're going to do another 12. So we want to make sure core's activated. And we've got a neutral pelvis. So we tuck the tailbone under. And we're lifting the bottom part of the stomach off the mat. And we stretch to feel the lengthening, through the lower back. But make sure we're halfway in the middle. So we're not tucking under too much or arching the back too much. Toes together, let the heels drop out so the legs are nice and relaxed. Good, and we want to keep the upper body really relaxed as well. So when you're ready, take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we extend that leg behind, keeping the back controlled. Good. And we can do another 12. So we've got 11 more to do each side. Keep it really nice and relaxed. And really focus on the hamstrings and feel the glutes. And I think tighten the bum, then let the leg lift. Relax and tighten the bum, and then let the leg lift. And keep this really relaxed. So open up for about halfway. Make sure if you find that your bum muscles aren't wanting to work, we need to focus and think, actively think, right, activate the bum, squeeze the bum nice and strong, then lift the leg, relax, and then do the same together. So I tighten up the bum, then lift the leg and relax, so the hamstring isn't taken up. And we just go once more each side. Okay. Good, and then once you've finished there, we'll come back into the shell stretch. So we'll sit back into the heels, reach the arms out in front. So we get opening out through the lower back, just in case it's been aggravated from laying in front at all. We're struggling to keep neutral, and also just quite a nice stretch for the back as well. So we're just taking a couple of deep breaths there. And then we're going to slowly come up from here. We're going to come into 4-point medium. So if you want to come into 4 points, so what we want to ideally have is our be on our wrists. If you find your wrists get a bit uncomfortable in this position, then what we can do is we can either come onto our forearms, so we're like that, or the other thing we can do is be on our fists. So if you're on your fists, you're then not putting the extension through the wrists. So if you find it a bit more comfortable on fists, that's fine. So we want to have hands, shoulders width apart, and then we're going to have, and underneath the shoulder, we want to have knees width apart and underneath the hips. We want to have our shoulder blades back and down, and then we're going to find neutral pelvis. So again, we can tip one way, tip the other, and we want to find halfway between those two extremes that keeps our back really nice and flat. So what we want to avoid is dialing up through the back or letting the pelvis drop and arching through the lower back. And then we also want to have our shoulder blades back and down. It just helps keep everything really nice and strong, and those back muscles are activated. And then we lengthen through the spine, through to the neck. So if you have your eye contact in between the two index fingers, that helps to keep the neck nice and long, and then our elbows are unlocked. So we're just going to start off with a stretch here. So we're going to take a breath in, and then we're keeping neutral pelvis, and then we're going to activate the core as well. So the core muscles are activated, either lifting the pelvic floor or drawing the belly button into the spine. We're going to take a breath in, and we're going to dome up the upper back. And we want to feel the shoulder blades come either side of the rib cage, and then a breath out to return to that start position. So breath in, dome up the upper back, breath out, return to that start position. So keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine, try not to lift it up and let it drop. And make sure we're not bringing in the pelvis as well. So be careful that we're not tucking under the pelvis and doming up too much as we come up. And then as we come down, we're going to come back to that nice flat back in start position rather than arching through the lower back as well. You're just going to do 2 more of these. And then when we're finished, we'll come back into the shell stretch again. So we'll just do a quick stretch out, a couple of breaths in, deep breaths in here. And then we're going to turn back to the shoulder, 4-point kneeling. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so if you slowly want to come back up, and we'll set ourselves back up into that 4-point kneeling position. So we've got our hands out under shoulders and shoulders width apart. And also, let me do quite close to the wall. So what we're going to do from here is extend the leg away to activate the glutes. So I'm going to make sure we're not too close to the wall, so that we can extend the leg here, we're not going to be causing any toe injuries. Okay, so we've got hands underneath shoulders and shoulders width apart. Elbows are locked, knees are on hips and our hip width apart. And the shoulder blades are back and down. We've got neutral and the core muscles are activated. So we're going to keep our toes glued to the mat with this, and we're just going to extend the leg away with the toes on the mat. So we're going to take a breath in to begin, and then as we breathe out, keep it as stable as you can, and extend one leg away. Really squeezing the bum muscles to activate, to take the leg away, and breath in to come back, and change over. So breath out, take the leg away, breath in to draw it back. Breath out, take the leg away, breath in to come back. And make sure we're alternating legs. And what we want to avoid is any pelvic shifting, so either putting your weight from one leg to the other. We want to try and keep it even between the 3 points, and also we want to avoid any rotation. So try not to let the pelvis drop as we extend the leg away. So if you find yourself getting tired, and we want to do about 8 each side of this one. Keeping the toes on the floor, so we just extend the leg away with toes on the mat. Breath in to draw back. Knees are underneath hips. And hip width apart. Good. So really focus on not shifting your weight from side to side. Don't let the head drop either. Keep the head nice and long. Good. But focus on keeping the shoulder blades back and down as well. Excellent. So if we just do once more each side, and then once you finish, we'll come back into that shoulder stretch again. Give the wrists a little bit of a rest. Ease out the back as well. A couple of deep breaths in here. And then we'll breathe out, slowly come back up. And we're going to come into side line from here. So if you want to grab your head cushion, it might help you be a bit more comfortable. So what we want to be doing is to set ourselves up in the side line. So this exercise of side kick, we're going to do a couple of variations to that. So we're going to have the head cushion in between our shoulder and the head. If you find that's not as comfortable, you can double up the head cushion if it's a bit more comfortable on your neck. We want to have our shoulders stacked, one on top of the other, and our hips stacked, one on top of the other. We're going to have the bottom knee bent, but we want to have our top leg straight. And also we want to have the top hip pushed down, so there's a gap between our waist and the mat, and this just helps to line us up a bit more, and it also helps to activate the glutes and our muscles. We're then going to find neutral in this position, so again we can tip the tailbone one way, then the other, and we'll find the middle between those two extremes, and we're going to activate the core, so again just to that 30%. So from here, first of all, we're just going to be taking the leg up into the air. So we're going to take a breath to begin. Also we can have our hands in front, so just fingertip touch to help stabilise us, so we're not rolling forward or back. So we'll take a breath to begin, and as we breathe out, we're going to extend the leg up and breath in to come back. And what we're looking for is keeping that stability at the hip. So we're going to do 12 each side. We've got 9 to go, so really squeeze the bum, 8 more, and keep that stability at the hip. 7 to go. 6, keep the pelvis nice and neutral. 5, keep the foot relaxed as well, so we don't tighten up through the leg. 4 more. 3, 2, and then the last one. We can relax down there, straighten out the bottom leg, bring the top leg over, and then if you have a tap or rub where you're feeling it, I can also make sure we're feeling it in the glutes as well. Excellent. So if any of you don't feel it in the glutes, just let me know, and I'll pop around in a second to see how we're doing. So we're going to just make sure that we're keeping neutral, we're not rolling forward or back, and also, that we're not tightening up through the rest of the leg. Try and keep that foot nice and relaxed, so we don't feel tightness into our calf or foot or anything like that. Okay, so we're going to make this a little bit harder this time. So we're going to start off with the same setup. So shoulders, hips stacked, top hips pushed down, core muscle are activated and we're in neutral. Fingers, hands in front of fingertip touch to stabilise. So we're just going to lift up that bottom leg, the top leg, sorry, so the feet are just a couple of inches off the mat. And then from here, we're going to take the leg in front slightly. So it's a breath in to begin. As we breathe out, we're going to do tiptoes to take that leg out in front, and then flat foot to draw it back. So tiptoe out in front, flat foot to come back. And again, really focusing on keeping neutral, and then we'll be activating the bum muscles as we come back. So breath out, breath in to come back. Good, so we've got 7 more to go. We'll check how we're doing, make sure we're keeping neutral. So 6 more. So we don't want to be rolling back, and keep that top hip pushed down. Good, 4 to go. And there's 3 more. 2. Good, well done, guys, doing really well. And then the last one. And then we can relax there, let the leg come down, and we'll straighten out the bottom leg, let the top leg come over, and again we can tap or rub into where we're feeling it. Good. You find you're feeling it in your arms? Cool, we just got to make sure we keep neutral. So we don't let that much, but we'll just stop and come over in a second. Okay, so we're going to change sides, but we're just going to do a little bit of a spinal twist just to ease ourselves out in between. And we're going to do this in sitting. So if you want to come up onto the mat, up into sitting, sorry. So we could be in a couple of positions, whatever's most comfortable for you. So we can either be cross-legged or legs out in front. Your hamstrings are a bit tight, you have the knees up. Whatever's most comfortable for you. We're going to make sure we're right up onto those sitting bones. Tall through the spine, and come slide on. So we're in neutral and tall through the spine, shoulder blades back and down. So we've got that piece of string coming out through the crown of the head. Keep us nice and tall. And then we're open through the collarbones, shoulder blades back and down. So what we can do, first of all, just to make sure that we're not making it too hard for ourselves to begin with, we can just bring our hands together. And if we rest the middle finger underneath the chin, it helps keep everything connected. So what we want to try and avoid is as we rotate around, that we're not sort of moving our hands away from our chin. So we're going to take a breath in to begin, core muscles engaged. As we breathe out, we're going to rotate round to the right. We won't find we might not have too much movement. Breath in to hold, and then a breath out to come around to the left. Breath in to hold. Breath out back to the right. Breath in to hold again. And then out again to the left. In to hold, and then we'll come back to the middle. Good. So you might find we didn't get too much movement with that because where we're really restricting it, we're going to get more movement. Often it's cheating because we're using muscles elsewhere, or when it's in the pelvis rotate and things like that. So we're going to make it a little bit harder now by extending the arms a bit, so we're lengthening the lever of our arms. So we're going to go midway first of all, just in case there is any tightness in the arms or anything. We know we can come back to the previous one. So what we're going to do is just have our hands on our shoulders, but we're going to have our elbows in line with shoulders. Shoulder blades are back and down, so it's the back muscles that hold us here, rather than the muscles up here keeping us really tight. Again, cores activated, tall through the spine, shoulder blades are back and down. Take a breath in to begin, and as we breathe out, we're going to rotate around to the right. Breath in to hold, and as we breathe out, we'll come back around to the left. And again, breath in to hold. So this time, slightly longer levers, just make it that a little bit harder because there's more effort on the upper back. Breath in to hold, and the right, and then out to move around to the left again. And return to the middle. Okay, so just do that a little bit harder, just so we're getting the real movement through the spine. If anyone found that one slightly difficult, we can come back to hands together. Or with this next one, we're going to fully lengthen the arms, and again, we can come back to doing it there. Just this way we can get real nice opening out through the spine. So again, we're going to take hands to shoulder height, shoulder blades are back and down. Breath in to hold, and as we breathe out, we rotate around to the right, and then if we all move together, we won't crash. Breath in to hold, breath out to change sides, and try and avoid bringing your arms across the body at all. Keep them out in front. Breath in to hold, back round to the right. In to hold, and breath out, back to the left. Good. And hopefully feel like we've got a little bit more movement now. And then back to the middle. Relax down, quick roll through the shoulders. Good. Okay, so we want to come onto the side that we've not worked yet. So if you want to get yourself comfortable on the other side. So we've got same again, lift the arms out straight. And we've got head picture between shoulder and head. The bottom leg is going to be bent, the top leg straight. We've got shoulders and hips stacked. Top hips pushed down, so we've got the gap between our waist and the mat. Core muscles are activated, and we're in neutral. So make sure you've got that spine in neutral. We're not overarching it or flattening the lower back. So cores engaged. So we'll take a breath in to begin, and as we breathe out, we're just going to bring that top leg up, and then a breath in to come back down. Breath out to rise, in to come back down. So really looking for that spinal stability, the pelvic stability, sorry, and activating the glutes. Good, so we've got 7 more to go. So really focus on keeping neutral. 6 more. Core nice and strong and keep the upper body really nice and relaxed. 5 more. 4 to go. So 3, 2, and the last one. And then once we finish, we can have the bottom, so straight up the bottom leg, bring that top leg over, and then have a roll or tap into where we're feeling it, and that will help to ease it out. Good. Doing really well, everyone. Okay, so we're going to come into the next one. So this is where we're going to do the paintbrush effect with the foot. So we're going to straighten up the bottom leg. We've got shoulders, hips stacked, top hips pushed down, so we've got the gap between our waist and the mat. Core muscles are activated, and we've got neutral pelvis, and we've got fingertip touch in front to help stabilise. So we'll take a breath in to start, and as we breathe out, so the toes pointing to come out in front, and then we'll flatten that foot to come back. Good, and we're going to do 12 again here. So we're really going to be activating the glutes as we draw that leg back. Good, 10 more. So keep that top hip pushed down, breath out to come in front, breath in to drop back. 9 to go. Make sure core's really strong. 8, 7, 6 more. Make sure the top hip stays pushed down. 5. Make sure the shoulders are set on top of each other. 3 more. Good, everyone. 2. And finish off with the last one. And again, relax there, straighten up the bottom leg, bring that top leg over so we feel looseness in, we feel it easing out into the glutes and the bottom muscles. Quick tap there. Okay, so we're going to come onto our backs now. We're going to start off with shoulder bridge. So this is now going to be putting some movement through the spine. So we're going to take away the head cushion for this. We're just going to have our head flat onto the mat. So if you want to come and lay onto your backs. So we will have feet and knees in line with hips. So as we did in standing, we can have feet together, then we can keep the toes together, take out the heels, and then we can line the toes up the heels, sorry. We want to have the knees bent, so the feet are sort of not too close to the glutes, so it's not too close to the bum, it's uncomfortable on the knees, but then we don't want it too far away either, but there's too much tension through the legs. So make sure we're nice and flat through the back of the thighs and the back of the calves. We also want to keep an eye on what our knees are doing. We want to have our knees in line with the hips, so we want to try and avoid knees coming together or knees dropping out each side. So we've then got neutral pelvis. So again, if we imagine we've got a bucket of water, or we can draw a diamond with our fingers. So fingers together with thumbs together. We rest the thumbs on the belly button and the fingers towards that pubic bone. We want that diamond to be nice and flat. So quite a good way to imagine that is if you had a marble in between that. If you tipped one way, the marble would roll towards the thumbs. If you tip the other way, the marble would go towards the fingers. So we want that marble to be nice and in the middle of the diamond. I'm going to activate the core, so either lift the pelvic floor or draw the belly button into the spine or tighten up that belt a couple of notches. Then we'll talk through the rest of the spine, through to the neck, shoulder blades are back and down, and we're just going to have hands rested to either side to help stabilise. So from here we're going to take a breath in to begin. And as we breathe out, we're going to tilt up the tailbone and activate the glutes and bum muscles. And then slowly peel the spine off the mat, get as much movement through the spine as we can until we get to the shoulder blades. Take a breath in to hold here. And as we breathe out, we're going to slowly replace the spine back down to the mat. Again, getting as much movement through the spine as we can. And then we'll return to that neutral pelvis. cores activated, breath in to begin, and we'll start all over again. So breathe out, tilt up the tailbone, activate the glutes, peel the spine off the mat. Take a breath in as we get to the shoulder blades, and then a breath out to slowly come back down to the mat. And that's it. And we're just going to keep repeating that. Really focusing on making sure we tighten up the bum muscles. So we want the glutes to be doing the majority of the work here. Try and keep the legs nice and relaxed. And make sure you're not over-arching the back as we come up. Don't drop. So this is about number 4. To make sure we keep neutral and we don't over-arch the back as we come up. So on number 5, we're going to do 7 more. So we've done 12 of these as well. So take it, do it in your own time. Okay, so we've got 5 or 6 more to go. We want to try and avoid the legs from wobbling either. Really focus on keeping those legs in line with the hips. Excellent. And we feel like we get a nice movement through the spine on the way up and on the way down, as well as keeping the bum muscles working nice and hard. Good. We're going to keep going with this. 4 more. And really focus on that breathing. So it's breath in to begin. Breath out to come up into the shoulder bridge. In to hold. Resting in between the shoulder blades. And then a breath out to return back down to the mat. Really focus on keeping nice and stable for your knees. So we'll do 2 more. And then we'll finish off with the last one. And once you finish there, if you want to draw your knees into your chest, that will help to get a bit of movement through the upper back. Because through this, as we come up, we come into a bit of extension. So it's nice to bring into flexion and just ease it out a bit. So we're then just going to come into making this just slightly harder. So I'll just let you have a quick stretch out. Okay, so we're going to set ourselves up exactly the same again. If I put a ball in between your knees, keep the ball there for now. Because what this exercise does is we're going to, as we come up into the shoulders, we're going to bring our arms up as well. So we won't have our hands either side to help us stabilise as much. So if you feel you're slightly wobbly to begin with, this will make it a little bit harder. So if you find it's too much, bring the arms up as well, and we can keep them just by our side to help stabilise. The other thing we want to avoid is, as we take our arms overhead, that we don't lose neutral, so we don't over-arch the back, and we don't flare the ribs either. Keep that connection of the rib with the pelvis. So I will talk us through it. So we start off exactly the same, feet, knees, hips in line, neutral pelvis and core activated, upper body's nice and relaxed, shoulder blades up and down. So we're going to take a breath in to begin. As we breathe out, we're going to tilt up the tailbone to activate the bum muscles and start peeling the spine off the mat. And at the same time, we're going to float the arms overhead, and we can take it as far as we want. If you feel like you have to take it further, if you was to find to take it right overhead, your ribs would flare and you'd lose neutral, things like that. We can just take it to where it's comfortable for you. But again, we'll take that breath in to hold in between the shoulder blades, and then breathe out through the arms and the spine back down to the mat. And we do the same again. Breath in to start, breath out, peel the spine up, and bring the arms up. Make sure glutes are working to lift you. Breath in to hold, breath out to come back down. And we want to really focus, keeping that stability in the knees still. Try not to let them wobble and keep the control. And apologies if you're a little bit close to the wall. Hopefully we'll be okay from when we move from doing 4-point kneeling, but we're going to try and avoid hitting the wall with hands as well. Good. So just going to do 4 more of these. Really focus on that control. We still want to make the shoulder bridges as effective as we can. So we're not overarching the spine as we come up, and then as we come back down, imagine the spine is like a string of pearls. So we're going to place one of those pearls on the mat, one at a time, really focusing on trying to loosen up the lower back. So it's likely that the lower back will come down to 1. We want to open it out so it comes down just 1 at a time. Good. So you do once more, and then when you finish, if you've got the ball between your knees, we can take that away, and then we'll just bring our knees into the chest, and again, ease the spine out, side to side, and figure of 8. Okay. And we can relax our legs back down here. And we're going to start doing a few stretches now, just to ease out where we've been working. So a lot of the exercises we've done today has really worked into our glutes. So that's with swimming at the beginning, that's working glutes, the 4-point knee with the leg extension, the side kick, and again the shoulder bridge. All of them, even though they didn't target on just the glutes, there's other areas as well. All of them have really worked into the glutes. So we've got a couple of ways we can stretch them. So we can either stay on our backs, and if you want to bring in the hip cushions under the head or the ball, whatever you find more comfortable, we can do that. So what we can do is we can cross our right leg over our left, and then we can draw the left leg into the body, and that will help feel the stretch into that right glute. If you find that's slightly uncomfortable, we can put our resistance band under the left thigh, and then we'll cross over again and help that strengthen the body. That'll help as well. Or we can come into 4-point kneeling position and take the legs through and then lean back. If you find that's a better stretch, you can use the glute. But this one with a bit of pressure on the knees, because you've got slightly not good knees. So if you want to be holding the stretch for a good 30 to 40 seconds to stretch out what we've been doing today, but to really lengthen the muscle, we want to be stretching up to a couple of minutes. So we get aim for about a minute on each side. So we want to change legs. So we can cross left leg over right, and then draw the right leg into the body, and really deepen the stretch into that right glute, sorry, the left glute. And if you feel it easy out, we can draw it closer to the body, or we can do a little bit of rotation. So we can take the left toe slightly closer to the mat, and that will further stretch that left glute. So keep holding it for another 15 seconds. Relax there. So we're going to go into the hamstrings next, because we're going to use those quite a bit as well. And it's quite likely that our hamstrings want to take over rather than the glutes. And it's quite common that glutes are slightly inactivated, or they don't want to activate, and the hamstrings are quite often short and strong and they want to kick in. So we'll stretch those as well. So if you want to grab the resistance band which is next to you, you can put that underneath the foot. And we want to make sure the knees unlock still, that the leg is quite straight. And we're going to draw that leg into the body so we can stretch at the back of the thigh. Again, we're going to hold this for a minute each side. So while we're lying here as well, we think about the breathing exercises. So the natural breathing, so breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We want to take a deep breath right into the bottom of the lungs, like we did in the beginning. And breath out through the mouth. Again, if you feel this stretch easy enough, we can bring the leg close into the body to deepen stretch to the back of the thigh. Good, and we'll change over legs. As much as you can, even with stretches, you want to think about having neutral pelvis and core muscles engaged. So if you think the whole time you're here, you're engaged those core muscles, it will really help you to do them without having to think, and active they're more likely to want to activate pretty much all the time. Just about 30%. Again, keep your leg into the body if you feel the stretch easing out. And carry on breathing, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make sure that these just unlocked, it's either not fully straight or it's not too bent. So before we carry on stretching the rest of the legs, we should have a small blue ball next to us. So we will just do a quick neck stretch with the ball. So we'll take the head cushion and put the ball under the head, but we want to put it not so far into the neck. The idea is we want to move our head. So if we have it too far under the neck, it gives us less range to move. So it's underneath the base of the head so you can feel the back of your neck still. And then what we want to make sure is that we are really nice and lengthened through the neck. So if you're, while we're lying here, you imagine that piece of string coming through the spine out of the crown of the head. So we're lengthened through the back of the neck, and you might feel like it's giving you a bit of a double chin. If you imagine you've got an orange there, so we don't want it too big, that orange disappears, but then we don't want to lift it up too much that the orange could fall out. So this is the start position. We've still got neutral pelvis and core muscle activated while we're here. And then what we're going to do is just further stretch the back of the neck. So this time we do want to feel like we're squishing that orange. So we want to draw our chin down, but not so that we're bending the head up. We want to be rolling our head on the ball. So we sort of stretch the back of the neck, and then we're giving ourselves a double chin. And then relax up. So it's just a breath out, to stretch, in to come back up. Breath out to stretch, in to come back up. So we're going to keep our head on the ball, so that we feel that we're lifting the head. You should feel a nice stretch at the back of the neck, really lengthen it out. Okay, so we're just going to do another 4 of these. Make sure we come back to start position. So we go start position down rather than looking up. We just want to keep to that range. So start position, then double chin, back to start position. Just like that. So if you want to relax there once you finish that last 4. And then if you find it comfortable with the ball, and actually sorry, then we're going to do front of the thighs now. So we're going to take the ball away, and we're going to stretch up the quads now. So we're going to come into that sideline position. We're going to have the bottom leg bent, and then as long as it's comfortable on the knees, we're going to take that back foot behind. But what we want to make sure is that we don't hold on to the foot, we want to hold above the ankle so it doesn't put pressure over the ankle joint itself. We're going to push forward with the pelvis, and then draw that leg back slightly, so we're feeling the stretch at the back of the thigh. going to stretch that out for about 30 to 40 seconds. Just so even that, things like the shoulder bridge, we tighten up, we can tighten up and we can use our quad stick to push away. And also just general day-to-day things, it's quite nice to have the legs stretched out. Good, okay, so we're going to relax there and change sides. So we're going to roll onto the side if you don't work yet. So we're going to raise the leg again. We want to have contact above the ankle. Push through the pelvis and draw that leg behind. So we're stretching front of the thigh. If you feel it easy enough, you can further push through. Just make sure it feels comfortable in the knee and it doesn't feel tight or stiff over the knee joint or anything like that. So just keep going for about 10 more seconds. Good, okay, we can relax there. And then we're going to come to that 4-point knee position. So from here, we're going to tuck our toes under and rock back so that we're crouching. We want to have our feet width apart, we're going to straighten up the leg, and we're going to roll up from here. Slowly stepping the spine up, one bone on top of the other, and we'll roll our shoulders back as we get to the top. We're going to do a calf stretch. So we're going to take a big step in front. We want both feet to be facing forward. We've got neutral pelvis still, and the core muscles are activated, and we're just pushing that back heel into the mat. So we feel the stretch at the calf and the back leg. So make sure both feet are facing forward. We're still in neutral. And again, if you feel that easy enough, you can just lunge slightly further forward, so our weight goes up that way, just to deepen that stretch. There's also a bit of a balance exercise as well. Okay, and we'll change over legs. So we can step, bring the feet together, and we'll take the other leg back. So again, both feet are facing forward, we're in neutral, core's activated, and our weight is forward. So we're feeling the stretch on that back calf. Good. So again, calves can get really quite tight with just general day-to-day, walking around, things like that. And then with some of the exercises, if we brace or we tighten up our foot, so with the side kick, we can get some tension into the leg and things like swimming as well. So as much as we can keep the rest of the body really relaxed when we're doing the exercises, it helps not to tighten up any muscles unnecessarily. Okay, we'll come back into standing. We're going to do a neck stretch. So we're going to across the shoulders. We're going to take our hands together behind and push down. And then we're going to bring our chin to chest. But try not to just bring the chin to chest like that. We still have big length and through the neck as well. So we've got that length and then we're giving ourselves a double chin. Take a couple of deep breaths in here. And we're pushing away with the arms. We can change the position of the stretch. So we can take our head to one side, still pushing away the arms, just to whatever feels comfortable for you if you feel like you need to stretch the neck. And a couple of breaths in. And we'll change sides just to even it out. Good, and relax there. And then we're just going to finish off with a roll down. So we want to bring chin to chest, curl through the upper back, scoop through the tummy as we come down, arm and head heavy, keep the knees loose, feet still hip width apart. Take a breath at the bottom, and breathe out slowly, stepping the spine back up as we come up and roll the shoulders, and we'll just do one more. So again, bring that chin to chest, curl through the upper back, scoop through the tummy, arms and head heavy. We come down, keeping the knees unlocked, breathing at the bottom, breath out, stack the spine back up, one bone at a time, and roll through the shoulders to get to the top. Excellent, and we're all done there. Thank you very much everyone, how are you feeling? Good, well done. Good, I'm switched off. Now I'm going to let's start.